Everyone, welcome to another Chazak evening, and we're having another one. When is it? March 20th. Very soon. Usually it takes a month, but this time it's coming very soon. Pesach, before Pesach. We'll speak a little bit about Pesach then, but then other topics as well. I don't like to be stuck in one topic. Then you get too many complaints after. We already heard about it, so I try to mix things, different things. It was Purim. It's mitzvah to be happy in Purim, to drink a little bit, to be in a good mood. But the truth is, a person that loves Hashem, it's very hard to be happy in these days. Very, very hard. The mitzvah is 1,000,000 times harder now. Those who can still be happy, I don't know how they do it. Especially when you hear that after you hear for 2 years that there's so many financial problems to so many Jews, and so many Jews lost their jobs, and so many kids go off the way because they have no money, and they do bad things, and families are broken, especially by the secular Jews, because their marriage was based on material stuff. And once the materialism is gone, there's really no point of staying together. You hear about husbands that left their wife with the children in the middle of a third pregnancy. They just don't want to deal with that. They leave their family, they disappear, they just can't handle the financial pressure. So many problems. So many yeshivot are suffering. So many organizations don't have donations. And one Jewish lady, I don't know what got through her mind. Sometimes these rich people, you wonder where they were when Hashem gave the brain. They just didn't show up to accept it. She bought a statue for $104 million. One religious woman. If I was there, I would punch her in her face. I wouldn't be able to stop. $104 million, one statue of some idiot artist that made it, looks like a monkey. This such an ugly statue. You see it on the street, you wouldn't pick it up. I promise you. But of course, they try to show that they understand. Rabbi, it's art. You don't understand the secret of art. One fool convinced many others to be like him. That's what it means, art. Yes, that's what it means. One time when I came to America, I was staying in Great Neck by my father's friend. Actually, it's the brother of the friend. For the first 3 months when I was here, 20 years ago, I saw a square on a wall. And such an ugly thing. There was one line, one triangle, and one circle. That's it. That was the picture. With a frame from wood and a canvas material, light blue background, triangle, one line, and one circle. So I asked him, why did you put such a thing here? Told me, what? You know how much it cost? $90,000. I thought he's a fool by putting that picture there. Now when he told me how much it costs, it was up to me. I'd send him to a mental institution. There are so many foolish people in this world. It's not funny. It's really sad. If you take the money that all these foolish Jews spent on art and on statues and on pictures, it would be enough to put every Jewish boy and girl to learn in yeshiva for free. Wouldn't be one Jewish kid in public school. Just this 104 million, just imagine how many kids it sponsors, for how many years. How many souls it saves. And this is one woman. And you know what? If she wasn't religious, what do you expect from them? What do they know about life? She's religious. Her husband was donating a lot of money to Rabbi Yosef, to yeshivot. I don't want to say her name here because there's a large crowd. I said that 2 days ago in my other lecture because I knew nobody there will maybe know her. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Really sad. The Torah says Tonight we're speaking about a topic that we should live ethical life. What does it mean, ethical life? The word ethical is not exactly the proper way to describe what I want to talk about. But I will tell you the pasuk from the Torah will give us an understanding what I'm talking about. The Torah says, "Ve'asita hayashar ve'atov be'enei Hashem." You should do what straight and decent in the eyes of your God. That's what the Torah says. Right here, there's an answer to many, many people who make all kinds of excuses to justify their evil way. Right there, it's the answer to all these hypocrites that make all kinds of phony excuses. For instance, it's very common complaint and excuse that people make. What is it? I'm religious in my own way, or in my way. They don't say on. I'm religious in my way. Ani dati baderech sheli. Put it in the garbage. We're not interested in religious like you. You have to be religious according to the rules of the one who invented religion. He's the only one who makes the rules. This is his rules. A, B, C, D. You don't have any right to change or modify it in any way. It's better to come say, I know this is what God wants from me, but I'm a loser. I just can't handle it. I'm weak. I'm a weak character. I'm a lazy bum. I'm a stingy person. I'm an angry wolf. Say the truth. Why are you making us now all these speeches? How do you know God wanted it that way? Does he really want us not to eat this? Do you think really he cares about it? Do you think he cares if I clean my tie on Shabbat, if I had a drop of oil on it? Do you think that's what God cares about? Did you learn the Torah before you make comments? No. Yes, he cared about it. If you wouldn't say it in the Torah, then you have a point. Why people make excuses when they never read the Torah once in their life? It makes sense to you? A person that never learned medicine, never in his life, can he make a comment about anything his doctor tell him? Nothing whatsoever. What? If the doctor tell you, I want you to take 2 Advils a day, not 3. You don't see the logic. What's the difference, 2 or 3? 3, I'm going to have less pain. Why tell me only 3, only 2? What are you asking questions? He learned 7 years. Why 2 and not 3? He knows to cut from here and not from here. You now bring your opinions to the arguments here now. You just have to say to the doctor, I trust your judgment. You are the doctor and not me, and finish. Same thing computers. You have a problem in your computer, just sit and let the technician fix it. You don't know about this. Let him fix it. If you knew how to fix it, you wouldn't need him. Everything else in life is like this. But when it comes to religion, people are extra clever. The most sophisticated things in the world, that nobody knows anything about it, even those who learn 20 years, they still don't know 1% of it, but everybody has lectures against it. Medicine, with all the respect, you learn 7 years, you become a good doctor if you're talented. In the end, 10 years, let's say. Okay, after 10 years, you know medicine. You know how to handle situation, most of them. Even though the doctors are dreaming that they know what to do, they're dreaming because the body is much more sophisticated than what they know. It's very, very complicated. Why? Because sometimes you take a medicine that they give you for one problem and it creates many other problems. It's very difficult to prove. Side effects, all kinds of late effects. For instance, only today they're finding out that the birth control pills create cancer. It took 20 years to realize. We see so many cancer cases. They're probably now suspecting there is a connection. You understand? Or Diet Coke. They wanted to make you not gain weight. There's 2 problems with Diet Coke. One is it creates cancer. Second, it makes you heavier. You gain weight, you don't lose weight. I saw research, a reliable research. They checked 100 people that use Diet Coke and regular Coke. The ones with the Diet Coke gain more weight. Very interesting. You don't know how the body reacts to all these chemicals. Teflon pots. They just found out 5-6 years ago, it create cancer. You cook vegetables in Teflon, you don't want to use oil, you try to save some weight, In the end, you get cancer. There's many things. Who knows? Cellular phone, they're arguing. Does it make cancer? It doesn't. It does. It doesn't. Everybody says something else. Eggs. It's good for the health. It's bad for the health. They're arguing for 10 years. Some say it's very good. Some say it's very bad. See, they don't know. The Gemara says, by the way, 2 things the doctor will never know anything about. Never know. Which means the other things they can know. What are the 2 things they'll never know? About the brain and about babies before they are born. With all their equipment, sonogram, all these tests that they do, they make tons of mistakes. It's very, very common that they tell women to have an abortion because the baby is defected, and in the end the baby is born completely perfect. It happened to my sister twice. They were forcing her, you must do an abortion. You must, you regret it. Don't listen to your brother. I told her, don't worry, I'm responsible. Don't worry. No, but they say one kidney is big, the other one is not growing, the body is growing crooked, it's going to be a disaster. Complete perfect babies. I have hundreds of cases like this, and this is only one person, me. Imagine how many others that they say that I don't know about it. They just don't know. Don't believe what they say. Take it to consideration. They're not Hashem. Only Hashem knows what's going to be. The Gemara says, they know about a flu, they know about fever, they know about the stomach a little bit, they don't know anything about brains, they don't know anything about babies. Relax. And they tell you. One time Rabbi Yosef was invited to a Brit, to be a sandak. So he told them, I don't have time to go to Brit. If you want, you bring the baby to my house, we'll make the Brit here, I'll be the sandak. Did you ever see how long it takes the Brit with him? Less than a minute. They bring the baby quickly to a synagogue right after the davening. Quick, he say, quick, come, 1, 2, 3, few brachot, finish. Goes back to his room to learn. Doesn't have time to waste. You want me to be the sandak? In my rules. Go, you bring him to my house, that I don't have to travel. 1, 2, 3, finish. Sometimes it's few in a day. One after the other. They're all waiting. Mixed. 1, finish. No, bring the next one. Finish, bracha, bring the third one. 2.5 minutes, 3 britot finished. No Bukharian music, tons of food, dancing at 7 in the morning. No patience for this. So these women say, Rabbi, I want to invite you to be the sandak. So he says to her, hey, I don't have time. So she said, no, but this boy is your boy. She said, so my boy? I know I have X amount of boys. I don't remember I have another boy somewhere. She said, no, 20 years ago, no, actually 9 months ago, 9 months ago, when I became pregnant, the doctor started to pressure me to abort the baby. And you told me not to listen to them, not to worry, everything will be fine. And every specialist I went to told me the opposite of you, but I took your word against all of them. And in the end, what happened? The baby is perfectly fine. We do Brit in the 8 days. So I want to invite you because it's thanks to you. You understand? And he had another story similar to that 20 years, the boy, when the guy got married, they wanted to invite him to the Chatuna to be Mesader Kiddushin. And he also said, I don't have time, but they said, no, this is your son, the Chatan. 20 years ago, the doctor said to get rid of him, and everything is fine. And look at him, he's a Chacham in Yeshiva, he learns Torah every day. Okay, let's get to our topic tonight. This is just warming up, The Torah say you have to do what's good and decent in the eyes of Hashem. Which means the only way to achieve it is to learn what's good and what's decent in the eyes of Hashem. There's no other way. If you're not going to be educated in Torah, you will never know what Hashem wants from you. Never know. Which means you sign on your certificate before the test even started, I have no chance to succeed. Don't make me even take the test. It's like going to college after 4 years you're learning. You come to the test, you say to the tester over there, don't waste your time on me, my mind is blocked. There's no chance for me to pass. What's the point? The point is, in order for you to be a righteous person, somebody that Hashem loves and appreciates, you have to learn His basic rules. Before we talk to the secrets about all the other things, basic rules you must know. What is it Shabbat? Why we have it? Why modesty is so important? Why the punishments of certain sins are so unbelievable that it's hard to even imagine. How can it be that the merciful God gives such punishment to Mechalel Shabbat? You have to know why. It's not a coincidence. Everything is calculated by Him to 1,000,000%. Why there's so many restrictions about certain things? Why Lashon Hara is so horrible? You have to know these things. The more you learn, the less mistakes you do. You agree? That's it. So the Torah say, sometimes you have a disagreement with me. I'm your creator. I'm functioning your brain. And you have the nerve to disagree with what I tell you. No problem, fine. It all comes from ego. But at least you should know one thing. The creator and the creation cannot have an argument. Right? So therefore, completely eliminate your opinion and make your wish as my wish. Aser etzoncha kirtzono. What is my wish? My wish is that you're going to learn Torah for X amount of years, that you become a kosher Jew. What is your wish or your parents' wish? That you're going to make business. You'll go and make money. So you want to sell me for money. You forgot who gives the money, right? People forget. Somehow, it seems to me that religious people, most of the things I say, I'm talking about religious people, not religious people. Where are you going to start? Most people forget that the one who supplies with Parnassah is Hashem. And if Hashem wants to supply with Parnassah, even if you put yourself in a box, locked with a lock, He's going to supply you with Parnassah and food inside the box. What's the proof that I'm right? The chicks in the egg. Did you ever see a chicken egg? What's inside? A baby chicken, no? Who supplied the baby chicken with food when he's inside the shell? How the food goes inside? The white and the yellow, it's his food. So what's going on here? You see? Even the chick. What is a chicken? Big deal. Thousands of them being slaughtered every moment. Who cares? Hashem didn't create the world for them. But He still makes sure they have food. A Jew, the son of God, will not have what to eat? I give you another example. Tens of thousands of Jewish couples getting married, and the guy is an avrech in a kollel. Technically, logically, according to the laws of nature, there is no chance whatsoever to survive without working. Logically, technically, they're right. They have a point. My husband's not going to work. We need to pay rent $1,000. We need another $1,000 for food. We need health insurance. We need a car insurance. We need $3,000-4,000, technically minimum, to live very poor life. The yeshiva pay $500 lousy dollars, $500. If you're lucky, $1,000, if you're somebody special. The wife works, I don't know, babysitting or secretary, they take advantage on her, they pay her, I don't know, $300 a week. So technically we don't even make half of what we need. Everything you say, you make a point. But I have only one point to answer you back. History shows in the last 30 years, there was hundreds of thousands of couples like this. The husband is in a kollel, the wife works or doesn't, depending if she found a job. Did you see one Jewish couple that the husbands go to yeshiva, lives on the street and starving? Did you ever see one couple? Just show me one couple. I fold my papers and I retired. Show me one Jewish couple. Yes, you're going to say, well, the parents help, they borrow from here, they did that, they work extra, whatever you tell me excuses, fine. One thing I'm going to answer back. Reality show, for 3,300 years, all the people who wanted to learn Torah, one thing Hashem did supply them with their basic needs. They didn't have a Mercedes, fine. Who say it's good for them? They didn't have Persian rugs in their living room. Who say it's good? They didn't have an Armani suit, fine. Big deal. They didn't have an expensive watch. Do you think real religious people care about this nonsense? Do you really think they care? If they care about it, check if they're religious or not. If somebody care about these things, he didn't even start to practice religion. Because one of the basic rules in Torah is live simple life. I'm not interested in a flashy lifestyle. Just get it out of your vocabulary. Forget about it. You want to be close to me, you got to live simple life. Simple. Which means they give you this bed, thank you, Baruch Hashem, I sleep on this bed. They give you a mattress on the street, you sleep on a mattress. They give you a beautiful Napoleon bed, you sleep on a Napoleon bed. Whatever they give you, it's fine. They put you in economy, they put you in first class, they put you inside a suitcase, you don't care. I'm a visitor here. Somebody who takes a driving test for 5 minutes, he doesn't care if the tester has air conditioning in his car, if the wheel is soft or hard, if the chair is comfortable, who cares? I'm 5 minutes in a car and I get out of here. I get my own license and I go to my Lexus. Why do I care about this car now? It makes, Rabbi, the tester had such a lousy car, you know, he was making noise while he was driving. Who cares? This is this world. Before you realize, a blink of the eye, it's over. Some of you are older here. No, go back 50 years. Check your entire life if it doesn't look like a blink of the eye. Before you realize, you become already an old man. Wow. It looks like an illusion that we're going to be here forever. No, big mistake. The Torah says, "Ve'atzna lechet im Elokecha." The Navi Micha, the prophet, chapter 6, read it by Micha with the commentaries over there. What does he say? "Ve'atzna lechet im Elokecha." The word atzna comes from the word tzanua. The word tzanua in Hebrew has 3 different meanings. 3 important meanings. Tzanua means modest, the way women dress and behave. Modesty, right? Then it also means humbled, down to earth, very simple person. Very simple person. And also it means a person without any ego. Anav. That is very, you know, he doesn't have any ego, nothing, he doesn't expect people to give him honor or anything like that. 3 different things in the word tzanua. Ve'atzna lechet im Elokecha, David HaMelech writes in Tehillim, Tov me'at latzadik. Somebody who is a tzaddik always wants very minimum, just what he needs to survive, nothing else. If you see, the only reason that restaurants are in business is because most of the customers order according to their eyes, not according to their stomach. If people will only order what they need to eat, no restaurant will be in business. What do you need? A pita, finished. Give me this, give me 15 salads, give me 5 pitot, give me this, and then he orders the steak. By the time the steak comes, he wants to vomit already. And some people are embarrassed to take out, you know. They're embarrassed in front of their date to tell them to go, you know. That's what's going on today. People don't order with how much they can eat. They force themselves to eat. It's all from desires. Tov me'at latzadik. Tov me'at latzadik. You know, we think that Judaism is religion. It's a religion. Many of us saying the difference between the Jewish religion to all the other religions, right? The truth is that it's not correct. The word religion in Hebrew means dat. Dat. Dati, that means religious. Dat, it's religion. Dat, if you look in the dictionary, dat equal pulchan la'el, worshipping a god. That's good for Buddhism. That's good for Christianity. That's good for other religions. For Judaism, it doesn't really apply. Because what's Torah? What's the Torah means? What's the word Torah means? Torah means instructions to life. How to live. Manual. A manual. Very good. So what is it? Torah means, if you really understand, Orach Chaim. What's the first chapter in Shulchan Aruch? It divided to 4 different categories. The first category called Orach Chaim. All the laws of every day. How to wake up, how to get dressed, how to eat, how to make a bracha, how to wash the hands, how to keep Shabbat. All thousands of laws that you need for every day. And even the laws when it comes to choshen u'mishpat, to money, it's everyday laws. How to do business, how to sell, how to give a loan, how to take a loan, how to pay commission to your employees, how not to cheat the workers who work for you, what happens if there's a damage, what happens if there's an accident, what happens if your ox kill a sheep. There's a lot of things to learn. You need it for every day. So the Torah tells you this is how you do it. You want to live, you want to be human being, you must have a Torah. You know, we say it every day, we say 3 times in Tfilat Shmona Esrei, 3 times, and we never understand what we say, I promise you. What are we saying? Baruch Ata Hashem, Rofe Cholei Amo Israel. One of the blessings in Tfilat Shmona Esrei is Rofe Cholei Amo Israel. That's not true, it's a lie, this bracha. What does it mean, Rofe Cholei Amo Israel? What, Hashem is only the doctors of the nation of Israel? If Ahmed is sick, Hashem cannot cure him. If Chris is sick, sometimes Chris also gets out of the hospital or get out of his flu, whatever he had. So Hashem cured him also instead of killing him. So what is this? Rofe Cholei Amo Israel. Hashem cures the animals, right? Some of the animals are sick and then one day they begin to run. They're out of it. So what's going on here? You know that the tefillah shouldn't have any lies or any mistakes, no? So obviously, what we understand, it's not the correct translation. What's the real translation? Rofe Cholei Amo Israel is not talking about the physical doctor. If you check the tefillah before, you see we already included it. We already say Rofe Cholim, Atir Asurim, we say that already. In general, Cholim, even Goyim. Here it's dafka specifically Rofe Cholei Amo Israel. It's talking about mental sicknesses. All of us are mentally diseased. All of us. Anger, stingy, lazy, don't have any belief, depressions, problems, lying, stealing, cheating, living in a dream, being an actor, fooling the whole world. This is all mental sicknesses. Comes the Torah and say, my friend, I am able to cure you from all your mental sicknesses and purify your soul in only one way. If you learn my Torah. The Torah is the tool to cure your soul, your nefesh, I should say. The nefesh. Without Torah, nobody can cure himself out of all his problems that he has. Nobody. The only way to become a solid, stable, strong person is if you have connection every day to the Torah. If not, that's what Hashem is saying. Ta'azveni yom yomayim me'ezveka. If you're going to leave my Torah for 1 day, I'm going to leave you for 2 days. Right? In immediate retaliation. You left me, I left you double. Read in Parashat Bechukotai. If you're not going to listen to me and follow my instruction, I will do the same thing to you 7 times worse. It keeps repeating it. 7 times worse, 7 times worse, 7 times worse. Who are you messing with? You're afraid of your boss. Why are you not afraid of your real boss? Ignorance. It all comes down to the same answer. Ignorance. Why people not afraid of Hashem? Because they don't know Him. You don't know Him. If you're speaking to somebody in business and somebody threatening you from California that he's going to do this to you and this to you, you don't take him serious. Just when you see a picture of him, what a Guido he is, with all his tattoos and his eyes of a murderer, right away you call him up, you know, Chris, I thought about it. The check is on the way. Why should we fight? What made you send Chris the check? You saw what a gorilla he is. You know, once he's going to come to New York, he's really going to butcher you. What do you think? Yeah? So what do you see from here? When you know who you're dealing with, now you know how much respect you have to give him, right? That's what's going on here. If people really knew who Hashem is, they would know, hey, over here there's no time to play games. For your own benefit. Not that Hashem needs something from you. Don't make that mistake. The Torah says, lemancha uleman banecha, for you and for your children after you. Everything you do, it's for your own good. I don't need anything from you. I'm complete before you and I will be after you. Anything you do will not make me any better or nothing worse. I'm not a physical item. I'm a superpower. Which means whatever happens here cannot affect me in any way. But since I put you here for a test, and there's a reward and punishment, as you see in the entire Torah, why don't you gain the benefits, the opportunities that I gave you? Why did you choose the wrong path? Why? The answer again, because I didn't know Hashem. I never learned the Torah. So what's the excuse going to be? My parents sent me to public school. It's their fault. What do you want from me? It's not fair. I didn't know anything. Look, my friend, my cousin went to yeshiva. I know all these things. That's why he doesn't go to the clubs on Friday night. What do you expect from me? What's going to be the answer of Hashem after we leave this world and we're going to make this stupid excuse? What's going to be the answer? Hashem will show that person 100,000 Baalei Tshuva that went to public school. This one became a rabbi, this one became a teacher, this one is a tzaddik, this woman is a tzaddiket, look how she dressed. Show them one after the other. So what's the difference between you and them? Why they became tzaddikim and you stay who you are? Don't give me excuses. You saw it's possible? You fell. You didn't search for the truth. If you search for the truth, 2 steps out of your home, every corner, it's around you. Don't you see on Shabbat how many black hats walk on the street? Didn't you ever think what's going on here? Why are you giving me excuses? Plus, every person has opportunities. Hashem sent people to wake them up. Hey, come, put tefillin. Come, there's a wedding. You see a separate wedding. You should ask questions. What's going on here? All these people live in a lie? All of them make mistakes? All these rabbis with the Gemara learning from morning to night, thousands of thousands everywhere I go, they all live in a mistake? Maybe I live in a lie. Maybe I'm wasting my life. Maybe this club is not what my Creator wants me to do. Maybe what I put in my mouth, I will have to pay for it. Maybe. Just go and check. Everything the Torah order us can be proven scientifically that this is 100% from God. You cannot show me one word in the Torah or in the prophets that can stay with the doubt if Hashem really said it or not. I'll challenge you right away back. Take the offer that I'm giving you. Any verse from the Bible, from the 24 books of Judaism, that you have a doubt about, bring it to me. From any book you want. And I'll prove to you that God said it. Even though it came out of the mouth of the Rambam or the other rabbis, I'll show you the source in the Torah for it. No rabbis ever made things from his mind. I rephrase what I said. No kosher rabbi ever said something from his own mind. The Reform makes a lot of nonsense. Yes. For sure. They marry men to men. What do you expect? Yeah. They marry Itzik and Christine and say Mazal Tov. Yeah. You know, somebody just told me a joke yesterday here in the Brit, right here in this, where I'm standing. I was sitting here yesterday. Somebody American here that participated in the Brit of Shimon from TorahAnyTime. He told me an interesting joke. He said one Reform guy, he sent his kid to a camp in Israel. By the end of the summer, his kid came back with a yarmulke. A quarter yarmulke, but with a yarmulke. So he went to his Reform rabbi. He said, Rabbi, what happened? He said, don't worry, he's a teenage. You know, teenage, they like to do things. He'll go out of it, don't worry. Then the next summer, he sent another one of his kids. This guy came back already with a yarmulke and a tzitzit. He runs to the Reform rabbi. He said, Rabbi, what's going on? He said, no, don't worry. You see, he'll go out of it. Yeah, it's a little bit more of a problem, but don't worry. The problem will be resolved. The next morning, he sent over there. He said, I'm going to yeshiva. Not only kippah and tzitzit, I leave my school and I want to go to yeshiva. So he ran to the rabbi. So the rabbi said, well, I agree with you. Now we have a really serious problems. You have to check your mezuzot. Something probably is a curse in your family that your son wants to go to yeshiva. You're laughing because you think I'm telling you a joke. You have no idea that reality is much worse than this joke. You have no idea what's going on there. Speaking about mezuzot, today we have something that it's a cancer in our society. What is it? Every Jew, believer, frum Jew, when he has problems in his life, what's the first thing he does? He's sure that all the problems in his life is because of his mezuzot and tefillin. So when he runs to the sofer, he's almost sure the sofer is going to tell him everything pasul. I have a friend, he's a sofer in Muncie, very sharp, clever guy. As soon as they come in, they begin to say, Rabbi, I have no idea. They tell him, I have this problem, I have that problem, my son is sick, this. So right away he tells them, it's not your mezuzot. Don't count on that to be pasul. Did you check yourself? Nobody wants to improve because it needs effort. So what's the way, the shortcut out of it? It's my mezuzot. It's my tefillin. It's not me. I'm perfect. I'm Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Ma. Everything I do 100% like the book. Check yourself. The mezuzah is the last thing. Are you honest in your business? Are you a good husband? Are you a good father? Do you work with tzitzit all the time? Only when it's not too hot. Do you eat really kosher? Or if there is, you eat. If not, Hashem forgive me, what can I do? I'm in Texas now, it's hard. You know, I can give you millions of examples until tomorrow morning. Well, there's another way out. It's running to the babot. You know what a baba is? Baba is a fake Kabbalist. There's few thousand fake Kabbalists in the world. They're walking around and they are like spiritual doctors. They make meetings, people come, they tell them all the problems. Usually it's very expensive. Sometimes they ended up losing their homes. Not because of the problems, because of the doctor. Doctor is very expensive. It's like getting divorced in America. You can have, let's say, $2 million. If you went to the rabbi will make an agreement between you and your wife. She'll take $1 million, you take $1 million. At least you're left with something. It will take usually an hour to finish everything. You went to the lawyers, you and your husband ended up with minus $2 million each. The lawyer took everything. That's what's going on here. Running to the babot, not only they don't help, they get you into more problems. For two reasons. Why? That Hashem is very angry at your stupidity. That you have trust in everybody that has a beard and a sombrero, even though he doesn't even know how to read one Rashi in a Gemara. How do you know he's a Kabbalist? Your friend told you. How your friend told you? Her friend told her. And how the friend knows? The uncle told her. In the end, it all comes down to one fool that went there and he saw him going like this, making all kinds of shows over there, and one person made him a reputation. Oh, it was in the newspaper that his friend wrote an article about him and made him very famous. Now you wonder why we have so many Jews that hate the religion, when there's so many fake ones out there making such bad reputation. And the worst thing is that there are thousands of kosher ones, good ones, that can really help, can really give bracha, can really pray for you. Nobody cares about them anymore. Why? Because every other one you see on the news every hour. What's going on here? So the good ones lost their power because of all the imitations, all the crooks. All the crooks. So here is one of the rules will help you right away to recognize a fake one. If he asks you for anything in advance, before the salvation comes, run away from him like you run from a poison. If he tells you, if you give me such and such, if you give me such and such to my yeshiva, to my school, to my this, to my that, whatever, he makes an excuse, in advance, if not, it's not going to help my prayer or my tikkun, don't give him a penny. A real mekubal, a real tzaddik, never ask anything in advance. He can tell you, I'm going to do my best to help you, and Bezrat Hashem, if Hashem will listen to my prayers, then you can help us in the future to the yeshiva, and you have an obligation not to be ungrateful. It's mandatory. Somebody saved your life or saved you a problem, it's gratitude. This is even a goy understand. A goy understand. I have goyim. I show you every day minimum 6-7 emails from them. Thank you for saving my life. We want to donate for this. Goyim wants to donate for CDs to save Jews, to make them religious. Jews, I can count on one hand. I have thousands of viewers on the website every week. I can count on in one hand, how many Jews donate money for CDs. I'm not exaggerating, I repeat. I have thousands of people who most of them became religious through the lectures and through the website, that according to the Shulchan Aruch, they owe the person who saved them spiritually their own life. They don't give $1 a month to save other Jews. Egoistic, they only care about themselves. That's the truth. And I show you a list of few goyim. I'm sad to say it. It's an embarrassment for us. That as soon as they find out, how can we help? How can we help? Can we do anything? Can we volunteer in something? Do you need anything? I have one guy, he has a truck. He drives a truck. And on his truck, there's commercials. You know, commercials are in a truck. They put commercials on the side and people pay the money for that. He say, I'm finishing a contract with one company that advertise on my truck. I want to advertise your website on my truck. I told him, what do you need? You go to places, there's no Jews over there where you are, in the south, here, there. How many Jews we're going to see this? So what do you care? If 5 Jews will see it, it's also worth it. He's going to lose money, a lot of money. Because other company will pay him every month for the commercial. Why? He feels something, he wants to give something in return. Minimum of gratitude, you don't need Torah for this. This is just if you're a human being or not. Let's see some of the things that we do wrong. Baruch Hashem, we also do a lot of positive things, but I didn't come to talk about them tonight. We want to achieve something here. What is it? Let's go one by one. Since Judaism is a way of life, it's how to live. Some of the things that we do, it's considered to be Chilul Hashem. For instance, you think I'm crazy, but I'm going to go to the smallest details that's possible. A Jew that leaves his house without brushing his teeth carefully every morning is making a very big sin. Very big sin. You have no idea how serious is that sin. Why? You go to places, you don't smell yourself. That's the nature of the people. They don't smell their own breath. But other people smell you. And people that smell you sometimes have to deal with you for an hour or two during the day, in the office, in school, or in places, and they suffer because of that. Because it's horrible. So that's one problem. Second problem is, some people read that garlic is very healthy. So they eat raw garlic before they leave the house in the morning. It means everybody has to suffer because he wants to be a little bit more healthy, this guy. You understand what's going on? The Gemara brings a story, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, the president of Israel, that wrote the Mishnah. You need anything else to say about him? I think it's enough to understand who we are talking about. He lives 120 years old. One time he came to his shiur and one of the Talmidim ate garlic. The Gemara brings us a story. What for? To learn. The Gemara says he suffered so much for the smell, and he said, please, the one who ate garlic, get up and leave the shiur. Didn't he know that learning Torah is the biggest mitzvah? That every letter is a big mitzvah? How does he make him lose now half an hour or an hour of learning Torah because he ate garlic? He should have said, whoever ate garlic, make sure from tomorrow morning it will never happen again. And continue the shiur, suffer another hour, and get it over with. Why did he tell him get up and leave? Because he wanted to show him that making Chilul Hashem is worse than not learning Torah. It's a big problem. Chilul Hashem means disgracing the name of Hashem. Another problem is people don't take showers, especially in the summer days when they sweat. One of the main complaints that non-religious people in Israel has against the religious people, that there stinks. That's what they say. Everywhere I go, I hear the same complaint. If they would be more clean, more Jews will be religious. psychologically, many secular Jews don't want to be religious because they think religious people, they sweat, they have a lot of clothes in the humidity of Bnei Brak, they don't take showers, and they get on a bus and we smell it. And that's a disaster. That's called Chilul Hashem. The Gemara brings the story of Hillel HaZaken, the president of Israel, the president of the Sanhedrin. In the middle of the day, during yeshiva hours, he said to his student, very sorry, I have to run to do a very important mitzvah. Students of the biggest rabbi in the world, when a rabbi said in the middle of the day, I have to run home to do a mitzvah, they're curious. They want to know what the rabbi said, no? What to do. So what happened? They started to follow him right away. When they got to his house, what did they find out? He went to take a shower. So they told him, Rabbi, which mitzvah you did? He said, I went to take a shower to be clean. So that's the mitzvah? Very important mitzvah in the middle of the day. And you know what? Today, to take a shower, it's 5 minutes, and there's no effort. Water comes and you clean. Everything is easy. Soap is easy, shampoo it's easy, everything. Sponges, very easy. You know what was it to take a shower in these days? You have to take pieces of wood, carry them, put them under the big bucket over there, and to put fire under, and to warm the water for about 20 minutes. So come on. And then you take a shower inside a special bath, but you have to bring the water and put it inside. It's a big work. What? Everything in the Gemara comes to teach us, my friend, you have to understand, this is an important mitzvah, just like putting tefillin, same thing. Just like putting tefillin. Second thing, you go to people for Shabbat. People invite you for Shabbat. What happened? You sit in a table, they serve food, you take the food before the owner of the house. That's not derech eretz. That's not ethic. First, the owner of the house has to take whatever he takes. You are a guest. Cannot do whatever you want over there. You blow your nose. What do you do with the napkins, with the tissues? You put it next to your plate. Some people make a pie, like the Egyptian pyramids. And some of them, when they leave it there. Or in a shul, on the table, on Shabbat. This is religion? This is religion? You really think that this is religion? Where are you coming from? Then, you eat with your own spoon, and they just serve some salad, and you take your spoon, and you take from the main dish. Nobody can eat because of you now. People are worried about germs. It's not my fault. The woman didn't bring a central fork. I couldn't take. Don't take. What's the big deal? You don't eat from that salad. This is simple things. You know, before we're talking about really Torah and obligations that we have. Then, when you leave, how do you leave the blankets? Do you fold them like you got it? Do you fold it? Do you leave things on the floor? The woman is your servant. She has to come and do the things for you. By the way, based on how the person behaves, you can know a lot about him. A lot about his personality. For shidduchim, for different things. If he's organized, not. Then the clothes. The clothes has to be always clean. If there's stain on the clothes, the Jew is not allowed to leave the house. The Gemara says, Talmid Chacham that have a stain on his clothes, Chayav Mita, doesn't deserve to leave. Why? Because the people see this rabbi walk with stains on his shirt, oil or red, whatever it is, and doesn't clean it for hours, he walk like this. What are they saying? If this is the way the religion look, I don't want to be like this. That's why it's Chayav Mita, not because of the stain. Why? You don't understand how a simple thing that you do wrong, what impact it has on all the losers around you. They are just looking for excuse to justify the evil way. And you just give it to them. You just give it to them. Then I give you another example. If you are in yeshiva, how you get up in the morning. It's going to affect the entire yeshiva. If you continue to sleep and you come late to the davening, 20 minutes late, other kids have Yetzer Hara. They're also going to do like you. And then in a year from now, the yeshiva will be out of business. And it happened hundreds of times. One kid started it. He's going to pay for this yeshiva shutting off. He started it. And then the second one and the third one. The Torah says when you go to a war, the soldiers that are afraid from the war, and they turn around and they run back to the Jewish side. The Jewish police arrest them and give them very, very severe punishments for leaving the battle in the middle. I don't understand. What do you want from these cowards? They're afraid to die. It's not that he's smoking cigarettes on Shabbat because he doesn't care about Hashem and he's an ungrateful human being. No. He's afraid to die. Now, not only he runs like a chicken out of the battle, you put him now in jail or you give him who knows how many punishments and penalties. Why? Because many other soldiers will be weaker now. The morale is going down tremendously. And psychologically, the soldiers cannot fight like before. When they saw 20% of the soldiers ran out, that means we're losing. Right away they lose. That's one of the reasons why the Arabs, when the Israeli destroyed them in a 6 days war, even when all their cities are going on fire and hundreds of airplanes and tanks are burning and thousands of their soldiers surrender and tens of thousands of them are dead, they continue to broadcast on the radio and on their television, we are destroying the Israelis. We are already in Tel Aviv when they are already destroyed. Even they, these liars, know that if you admit on the radio that we are losing, then the leftover, those who are still fighting, they also will surrender. White flag and finished. So they continue to pump lies to bring their morals up. You know, many of the things that the people do come from their subconscious. They don't realize it. They behave in certain ways and they're not even aware of what they're doing. If a person learned Torah, it changed the way he walked. Did you know that? Look at people before they went to yeshiva, film them how they used to walk. Film them after 6 months in yeshiva, completely different person. Before he went to yeshiva, this is how he used to walk. Now, how does he walk? What happened? What happened? See, the Torah changing the person completely. The way a person walks tells you who he is. Ego, humbled, angry, crazy. By the way a person walks, you can see if he's normal or not. If he's really mentally ill or not. By the way he walks. You see it. How people walk. You see right away. How hard they move. You see right away. If you know a little Torah, you see right away. So you see it's affecting the way we talk, the way we behave, things that we do in our life. Completely. The Torah says a judge in a Jewish court is not allowed to receive any gift from the winning side after the trial. Before, it's needless to say, even though the Torah says, be careful not to take bribe. Obviously, ma. But after, what's the problem? The judge, the Rabbi Yitzchak is the judge, and Reuven and against Shimon are fighting. Reuven won. So now Reuven won. The judge said the truth. He didn't receive anything before. Reuven really won. Shimon has to pay him X amount of money. After that, Reuven sent the judge $1,000 donation to his congregation. Dear judge, dear rabbi, I appreciate very much that you being an honest judge and your verdict was the truth. As appreciation, I want to donate $1,000 to your shul. He's not allowed to accept it. Why? Why? No interest. There's no loan here. Very good. Because the subconscious of a person, once he knows in his subconscious there is a chance that I'm going to get something out of this trial. Somebody will send me a gift maybe. Maybe. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Right away, it goes to the favor of the wealthy one. because the poor one cannot send me anything. Maybe he'll send me the feathers of his chicken. But this guy, look at his lifestyle. The minimum gift he'll send me is probably $1,000. So the Torah say a later gift is not permitted. Just as bad as the early one. Why? For the next tribe. The subconscious determine all our life. Most of the things we do, we have no idea. People eat non-stop, check in their previous life, they died out of starvation. Some people, everything they see from the Holocaust, they freeze. They can't function for the whole day. They see a bomb in Jerusalem in a bus, a terrorist blew up a whole bus, they see heads of babies all over, they get upset, but they don't freeze. A minute later, they go back to function. They see one picture from the Holocaust, the Jews standing like this with their pajamas by the fence, that's it, their day's over. Coincidence? What's going on here? They are Holocaust survivors or victims from their previous life. It's in their subconscious. The soul has everything recorded from all the previous lives. As soon as you see like a deja vu, something that you've been through, it's affecting you right away. That's why the psychological world today, many of them realize the power of hypnotizing people. By going, it's called regression, going back in history and get to the date where the trauma happened. And see how you can cure it then, 80 years back. When he was in a different body, speaking a different language. A man could have been a woman, and a woman could have been a man. All of a sudden, you detect where the problem. They hypnotized a woman. She was hundreds of pounds. She can't move. They found out that in her previous life, she was on a boat. The boat hit a big rock, a big piece of ice in the middle of the ocean. Water went in. All the flour and the rice that they had in bags all got wet, and they starved in the middle of the ocean to death. She cannot stop eating. Psychological problem. It's a continuation of the previous life. So now they have to talk to her subconscious while they hypnotize her that the food arrived and now you're eating, relax, you're not hungry anymore. So it's interesting how you correct the nefesh of the person. Also, when a person sees something he's not supposed to see in this life, it's going to affect him even in his next life. Everything recorded, they cannot erase it from the memory. The hard drive records everything, even if you press delete. The FBI can restore everything. But how do you think they catch all the people? They think they erased everything from the hard drive. They have software, everything they brings back. Right, Melamed? You're a computer expert. I'm exaggerating or no? How do I know? Ask me how I know. One time I lost all my information. Completely. The hard drive was finished. Nobody could do anything. One guy got it, and he saved 90% of it. Some songs I lost. Not important thing, but the lectures and all the things, he brought everything back. A word of a Jew must be a solid word. If you don't know if you can keep your promise, don't say it. Don't say it. Today it's became a habit. Yeah, tomorrow for sure I'm coming. Bli neder. While they're already saying Bli neder, they already know I have no intention to come. That's a lie. What do you think? Bli neder is a magic word? Bli neder is for somebody who is anus. He was forced not to show up or not to keep his word. Not in general, you're already fooling him by saying Bli neder. What is this? Bli neder. Found a way out of the promises. Check must be a check. Jew has no permission to bounce checks to people. It's also big chilul Hashem, even to other Jews. Bankruptcy, it's illegal, against the Torah. All the Jews who make bankruptcies and don't pay their suppliers, they're guilty in the court of heaven to the last day of their life. And they will pay for every penny that they stole with interest, even if it was goyim. Bankruptcy, it's only good in a country of liars like United States, that the judges are corrupted, the Congress is corrupted, everyone is a liar here, and a thief. So they made rules to protect people like themselves. But Hashem is not a liar and he's not a thief. And he hates thieves and he hates liars. And by doing bankruptcy, if you collapsed, you collapse. You don't have where to bring. So to collapse means I cannot afford to buy a television. I cannot afford to replace my car. That means to collapse. I cannot afford to eat steak or to eat sushi once a month. That means to collapse. If you go to the sushi restaurant and you owe money to other Jews or Goyim, who are you? Just another cook, ma. Hashem, Rabbi, why are you blaming me? I made a bankruptcy, legal one, with the lawyers in a court. I ruined my credit for 7 years. That's here for America. America, it's not the agenda of Hashem. Can care less about their laws. What does he care about all this nonsense? What's the truth? The Torah says you owe somebody money, you must pay it. Even hell cannot erase the debt. You have to pay it. You have to come back in another body to return it. Why? In Gehenom, in hell, certain sins can be erased. But if you owe money to other people, it doesn't erase it. You must return the money to the same soul in 2 different bodies. You're going to come back here. That's why, before you die, be very clever. If people owe you money, it's recommended for you to forgive them about the money. Even if it's millions, it doesn't work to come back here. Could be if you don't forgive them, the only reason you're going to have to come back to another set of lousy life is to return the money back from them. But if you would forgive it, you go to heaven and finish. Yeah, once you be a second in heaven, it will be more than $1 billion here. Why would you want to come and accept it? You understand? It's very interesting, because sometimes people, before they died, what do they say to their children? Tell this person that I never forgive him because of him, I did this, I did Forget about him now. Think about what's going to happen between you and Hashem now, while you worry about this guy and that girl that didn't pay you what they owe you. Let's move on. So, when you come to stay by someone, there's no permission to touch the heat and the air condition unless if you ask them for permission. They let you stay in a basement for a week. Who told you that you're allowed to put the heat on 70 for a week? It's going to cost them $300, the heat bill, just for you. Do you think that when they brought you in to sleep there in a basement because the neighbor asked to keep a guest by you for a week, that they were thinking that they're going to cost them hundreds of dollars? They thought you're going to take a shower, big deal. No, it doesn't cost almost anything. We'll give you a towel here and there and some sheets. We do laundry, no big deal. That's what they thought. Even to use the phone a few times, no problem. They didn't think that you're going to cost them hundreds of dollars. Believe me, if they knew you cost them $300, they would not let you come in. And by doing it, it's pure stealing. Especially if he leaves the house and leaves the heat on or the lights on, like most guests do. I see it in my house, I'm telling you, from experience. And sometimes, this is people that in their home, they will never dare to waste like this, in their own home. If they do it like in their home, you can give them the benefits of the doubt. This is spoiled rich people that they don't care about this. And they leave it all the month in their house, so they got used to it. No, at least you have something to find the benefits of the doubt for them. But most people are like this. They're very generous with other people's money. If you think that one of the things I say today, it's not true, or it's an exaggeration, please raise your hand and challenge me right there. If I hear silencing, that means you agree with everything I say. Oh, you have the right to think otherwise. No. Yes?
I'm pushing. What do you mean we are make profit out of Jew? What about your business?
What is it?
That's your business. If you give somebody a loan, if they come up to you and say, let me borrow $200, I'll give you $250.
It's interest. It's not allowed. The Torah doesn't allow it.
They come and tell you.
Both of you get punished, the lender and the borrower. Jews are not allowed to charge interest from each other. Even the Muslims learned from us not to charge interest one from another. I tell you how. When you charge interest from a Jew, it's the beginning of his destruction. All the people who pay high interest collapse in the end. Because the nature of a person, oh, I only need it for 6 months. I'm going to pay a few $1,000s interest. I'll buy, I sell, I'll make profit, I pay him his interest. And in the end, they all sink. Guarantee. So, why? You know how interest called in Hebrew? Neshech. It's come from the word noshech, biting. A bite. Nachash, mekish, neshech. It's all connected. It's like a snake biting a person and the poison slowly, slowly going in and destroying him. Or like biting and another bite until there's nothing left. You want to get money, to make money from a person, do business with him. Make an investment in his business and make profits. Partnership. It's allowed. You can be a silent partner. Give him whatever amount of money. You say, I want to make X amount of profit from your business. With this condition, I'm willing to give you $100,000. If I make $1,000 or $2,000 profit from the business guarantee every month, that means the first profit in a business comes to me. Once you reach 2,000, the rest is for you. If we agree, then it's no interest. But what's the risk? If we go bankrupt, if we lose the business, you go down with him. Alone, you go after his home. You put him on the street. That's why the Torah doesn't allow it. Yes?
Are you allowed to make profit off the goy?
Yes, the Torah says, Lagoy tashich, permitted. You're allowed to charge them interest, and you're allowed to borrow from them and pay them interest. Yes?
What if one is a religious Jew, keeping Shabbos, and doesn't keep Shabbos? Can you still charge them interest?
A Jew that doesn't keep Shabbos is 100% a goy, according to God's opinion, and according to the Shulchan Aruch, you can charge him interest. Yes. Yes. But the risk here, what happened in a term of the loan, he become religious. Then you have a problem. That's why it doesn't pay to do it. I'm serious, it's not a joke. If he become religious, if you give him a loan for 3 years and in the middle he makes tshuva, from the moment he became Shomer Shabbat, you cannot charge him a penny. And if he doesn't have the money to give it to you, you're stuck with him for who knows how many years. That's why it's risky. Yeah.
Say you own a business, right?
Yeah.
And so now you sell, for instance, to buy computers or phones, whatever. So say you get brand new computers, brand new, legit, like, I get for $100. My business, now I sell for $150, $200. And so now going by Jews buy them, whatever buy them.
Yeah.
Is that permitted?
Yeah, it's normal, legitimate business. Everything you buy and sell, it's legitimate if the people agree. If the people agree to pay, it's their choice. However, there are rules about it. If there's stores in a Jewish town and all of them sell for set price, you cannot charge more than 16% of the average price. You understand? Which means more than 1/6 of the price, you cannot go higher. Which means if you did, if the customer agree, that's no problem. But if he returns later and say, you charge me 25% more than the average price in town, you must give it back to him and give him his money. You understand? But if he doesn't return, it's not stealing. You agree to pay. It's not my fault that you're a fool. You're paying for my prices, you pay. Plus, you have to understand, today the world is a little bit different than it used to be. In the old days, everywhere you went, it was almost the same rent, real estate. Today, you have a store in Queens, you pay $2,000 rent. You go to Fifth Avenue in Manhattan, you pay $20,000 rent. The guy who pays $20,000 rent must charge you double for every item in a store. If not, there's no point of opening a business in Manhattan. So there is 100% enough reasons to charge double or triple in Manhattan. Why? It's real estate. You want to live in Manhattan? Let them rip you off. There's no other way. That's it. You chose it. Yeah.
Why don't you just give a website and your religious service, and during that website, like products, at Shabbos, products are being bought.
Not good. Not permitted.
Website.
Not permitted to sell things on Shabbat. Same thing, vending machine. But vending machine, if it's an area which is all goyim, then you can continue to sell. They put money and they buy drinks, whatever they buy, because it's all goyim. But in Jewish area, it's a problem to have vending machines. But also, this internet website, there's ways out of it. You have to know the rules, how to do it, by goy, by not goy, certain ways. There's no time to talk about it right now. In general, just to keep the business, if they only put orders and you really sell them you send them the product after, then it's the goy. I didn't tell you to make the order on Shabbat. You can make it on Sunday as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I won't ship before Monday, right? But if the product is actually really going out, that means you doing actual business on Shabbat, it's a problem. If they just write information in, the problem is what happens if a Jew order. That's the problem. If you sell objects that Jews also need, other Jews may do it, and then because of you, he did it on Shabbat. Yeah, but you still have to understand. The Jews that are not keeping Shabbat, in the halakha, they consider like goyim. But for the strict, not for the lenient side, Oh, since I'm a goy, I might as well go and make sins with the ladies, because the goy is allowed. No. You have all the responsibilities of a Jew, all the punishments of a Jew, but all the benefits of the Jew you lost. You understand? Which means you cannot be a witness in a wedding. You cannot touch the wine. You've been charged interest like with a goy, which if you will keep Shabbat, nobody would charge you. So you lose from both sides. You still get full punishments, and you lose all your rights. Doesn't pay to be Mechalel Shabbat, trust me. If you see what the Zohar says about it, then okay, I don't want to make it now questions and answers. It's too early. Give me another 20 minutes and then you ask me your questions. So let's move on. Keeping your word is very, very important. Rav Yaakov Kaminetsky in Monsey, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, one of the important rabbis in the history of America. One time, one of my Rosh Yeshiva was an Ashkenazi Rav. He was his Talmid, his student. He realized that every Shabbat they serve him with a fish in the yeshiva, and he doesn't eat the fish. Do you know any Jew that doesn't eat fish on Shabbat? Every religious Jew, fish is the treat of Shabbat. What's going on here? So he came to him and asked him, Rabbi, I realize you never touch the fish. You don't like fish? He said, I love fish, very much. Why you don't eat fish? When I was in my youth, when I was a teenage, I was in yeshiva. They sent me to a house to eat by a woman in Shabbat, by a house, and the woman served fish. As I took my first bite from the fish, it was so bad, the taste, I just couldn't eat it. I spit it into a napkin, and the woman came out of the kitchen and said, Yaakov, you don't like the fish? She saw that he didn't touch the fish. So a word came out of my mouth, I don't like fish, I don't eat fish. I didn't want to offend her. What am I going to tell you? Your fish tastes like poison. So I told her, I don't like fish, I don't eat fish. At least she doesn't get offended. And after that I realized what I just did. And from then until today I never touched a fish, not one more time in my life, because I didn't want to say a lie out of my mouth. Which means when he was close to 8 years old, when it happened, that story, he never said one lie in his entire life. In this generation. He passed away maybe 10 years ago. Maybe 15 years ago. In Monsey. Never said a lie in his life. The Torah says, Midvar sheker tirchak, stay away from lies. Not only the Torah didn't say you should not lie. The Torah used a different word. Stay away from the lie. Not only don't lie, run away from it like from fire. Anybody here can raise his hand and tell me there's 1 hour a day he doesn't lie? 1 hour a day. To his friends, to his teacher. Why you late? Traffic. Lie. Why you left early yesterday? My wife had a headache. A lot of lies. Just people don't know that some of these lies will cost you big time. Because the lies that you make, first of all, you're going to have to face these people in a world of the truth, and all the lies will be exposed. And then when you tell your boss, you know, I'm home with 40 degrees fever, 102, you know, I cannot move, forgive me, I know we're very busy today, hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. As soon as you hang up, you take your girlfriend and run to the beach. He will see that. Right now, you got away with that. One day, in Shamayim, I guess they color blind. They don't see white lie, black lie. It's all lies. So one day, your boss will see what you did. You understand? Which lies the people won't see? Lies that are permitted. Which lies are permitted? Reuven and Miriam are a husband and wife. They're having a fight now. So Miriam is talking to you, telling you if you can speak to her husband to be more generous, because he's choking her, doesn't give her anything. So he comes, he says, well, what did my wife just tell you about me? You cannot tell him, she say you're stingy. You have to tell him, she said that you're a great husband, and you know, and you're really trying very good, and you're trying to give her a lot of money. Why? To make peace between them. Imagine you tell her, she just said you're a stingy husband, she can't stand you. The marriage will be over. Thank you very much for being honest. The Torah says if a person married a very ugly wife, after they got engaged, or they already got married, he comes to you and says, what do you think about my wife? You have to say, it's in the Gemara. Don't believe me? You go to the source. In the Gemara, you have to tell him, Kala na'a v'chasuda. Gorgeous Kala you have. Complete lie in his face. Don't worry, it will count as a mitzvah. Why? After he already married her, what's the point of telling you, I never saw such an ugly wife? What's the point? You want to finish their marriage before it started? Make him feel good. Make him feel good. What's the point of telling him about her? He thinks she's pretty. For him, she is. Beauty is something that is judged differently by people. Same thing, a product. If a person bought a product and you know he cannot return it to the store, you're not allowed to tell him, oh, I saw it for half the price in that store, or they have a sale over there. Why to break his heart? Or you cannot tell him, oh, I used to work in that restaurant after he just ate his food. You cannot come and tell him, hey, you know, this restaurant, the Arabs do such and such in the food. I just ate. Next time you make sure he doesn't go there. There are things that it's common sense. Okay, let's move on. One other thing that the Torah doesn't permit and many people do is when the speaker speaks, people get up and leave in the middle. If people would know how severe is the punishment of insulting another Jew, even if you're in a rush somewhere to watch your stupid shows on television, if you know how difficult is the punishment of offending another person, you would sit until the morning just not to offend another person. Not only in lectures, it's also in yeshiva like this. In yeshiva, the Rav speaks, he teaches a group of people, and one of them goes to the side. Let's say there's a table with 12 guys. One of them get up, he takes another book, and he sits on the side and learns something else. Why? Either he knows what the Rav is talking about, or it's too low of a level for him, or he doesn't like the way he teaches. But doing something like this is almost equal like a murder. Almost equal like a murder. Because it's malbin pnei chavero barabim. Because all the other people see it, and what do they think? Oh, it's nothing for him, this Rav. Look, he lives in the middle, or he doesn't care about what he says, he's busy with something else. Besides the fact that his ego and pride and all the rest of the problems, this is like murdering a person. Shofech damo barabim. There's another problem here, that a person has to realize that sometimes some of the things that he does, maybe he won't offend him if somebody does it to him. But to the other person is the end of his world. For instance, some people don't care if you give them a negative comment about something, certain things. Like for instance, if somebody would tell you something lousy about your car, you wouldn't care. What do I care about my car? I'm a little bit above this level already. But for him, it's his life. Look how many hours he spent to clean the wheels, put sprays. That's his life. By telling him something in front of the people, you're destroying him. For sure, it won't make him come towards religion. If any, he will run away. Look, you saw how this guy insulted me? Even though you're right, 100%, it's foolish what he does. You can say it in a lecture in general, but not directly to him in front of the people. Then, also one more thing we have to worry about is to always run to every person we see, and we should be the first one who say hello to him. No ego, playing games. You run to him first to say hello. I'm older, I'm smarter, I'm more important. Forget about this nonsense. You run to every person to say hello. Makdim shalom lekol adam. That's in Pirkei Avot. Run to be a normal human being. That's called manners. Manners is a part of religion. Derech eretz kadma la Torah. Manners, behaving, laws of society came before the Torah was given. Without it, there's no life. Then, what was the end of the story with Rabbi? He said, somebody who ate garlic, please leave the room. All the students got up and left. Why? Not to offend that person. You understand? The next day, his son saw the person on the street. He said, I know you're the one who ate garlic. Because of you, my father's shiur was ended yesterday in yeshiva. because he was the first one who got up. The first one who got up, then everybody else got up. So the boy, the son, assumed that he's the one. So he told him, I swear to you, it wasn't me. I didn't eat garlic. So why are you the first one who got up? He said, to save the embarrassment from the one who really ate. Today, the one who did it, hiding. Like, you know, in a school, the teacher comes, I want to know who threw an egg on the teacher's head yesterday. If you don't get up, the whole class will be punished, suspended for a week. Nobody gets up. Nobody gets up. You see all your friends are suffering, everybody gets punished, he doesn't get up. But in the time of the Gemara, they fought who's going to take the blame. Why? Have trust in Hashem. You know nobody can touch you if you're innocent. If right now you got the embarrassment for something you didn't do, don't worry. It will save you a lot of other embarrassment. Hashem is not blind. Why do you worry so much? In the long run, you can always earn. You never lose from doing what Hashem says. Then, you know, one thief, one very famous thief in a community, one day he comes to the shul, he opens up the Aron HaKodesh, and he cries to Hashem like this with the Sefer Torah. He puts his hand on the Sefer Torah. Hashem, I want you to give me Ruach HaKodesh, the holy vision. So the Rabbi is cleaning, you know, the Rabbi wants to kill him now. Not only he comes in the middle of the day, he opens up the ark or this, he wants, nevertheless, what does he ask? Give me Ruach HaKodesh. Everybody knows the thief of the town. He breaks into people's houses. He got caught so many times. He asked for Ruach HaKodesh. So the Rabbi couldn't take this. He said, you chatzuf, utzpan. You asking for Ruach HaKodesh? Ask to be a human being first. Ruach HaKodesh. Why you have the nerve to ask for Ruach HaKodesh? The thief says, you know, sometimes I come 2 o'clock at night, I break into someone's house. I don't know where all his treasure are. So now, by the time I look, I open the drawers, I try here, there, behind the pictures. The person get up. And the Torah say, even the Torah say, that the thief, because he's under pressure, he may kill the person. Because of the pressure that he was afraid to get caught, he came to steal, he ended up murdering. So to save me such a situation, that I'm going to end up killing a person, I ask Hashem to give me Ruach HaKodesh, that as soon as I come to the house, I know where the jewelry are. You're laughing. But the rabbi that was telling that story started to cry. He said, look at this. A Jew, he knows Hashem exists. He knows the power of the prayer. He comes to Hashem to pray for Ruach HaKodesh. But the Torah also says you should not steal. That part he doesn't know. Why? Some people, they only do what's convenient for them. They believe in everything. But they only do what they want to do, that it's easy for them. As soon as there is a challenge, they twist the truth. So, some people make the Torah fit their own behaving, and some people fit their behaving to the Torah behaving. You have to choose which one of the two you want to be. A faker or a real one. You know, there used to be Elisha Hanavi in the time of Eliyahu Hanavi. What a generation. Revive the dead person from the grave. Elisha Hanavi. That's where the name Elishayov comes from. In case you didn't know. Elishayov is after Elisha. Elisha means Hashem saves me. That's the name of this prophet, Elisha. He had a servant, as an assistant, that his name was Gehazi. Gehazi. Why I'm telling you the story. There was a guy, the admiral of the army of Aram. Aram is Syria in the old days, more than 2,000 years ago. He got leprosy. Leprosy in his body. Leprosy was a horrible disease. Skin, it's like a skin cancer all over the body. So he knew that the Jews have a holy man, and he came to the Jew, to the prophet Elisha, to tell him a cure. Elisha saw his name Naaman start with Nun and finish with Nun. He told him you have to go to the Dead Sea, to go a few times in the water, and you get cured. Whatever he told him, he did. And in the end, he came to give the prophet a huge gift. He has gratitude. Saved me from all this suffering. So he brought a lot of gifts to the prophet Elisha. The prophet Elisha was a tzaddik. He doesn't want anything in this life for his mitzvot. So he told him, absolutely not. I won't take any gift from you. I did it. I'm happy that it's worked. I don't want any payments for what I did. And the guy respected his wish and he left. Guess what Gehazi did? The assistant, he ran after him, followed him with his horse, and say, hey, the prophet changed his mind, you can give me the gifts. And he took the gifts from him. When the prophet found out, he cursed him that him and his children will get the leprosy that this guy had to go on him. And that's what happened. So first, what we learn from this story? The guy had gratitude. Okay. Second, the prophet Jew cure a goy. It's not against the law, why not? No problem. Third, he didn't want anything in return in this life. He did it l'shem shamayim. Fourth, the assistant, which was a greedy person, he went to receive something he didn't deserve. But what we really learn from this story is that he made chilul Hashem. And for that the prophet cursed him. And right away he got leprosy. Tzarat. My question to you is, why his children? Oh, no, I read your mind. Pick up your hand. What question you can ask? Only why the children has to suffer. Good point, no? Especially when the Torah say, איש בחטאו יומת, לא יומתו אבות על בנים, לא יומתו בנים על אבות. Torah say, children don't die because of their parents, parents don't die because of their children. In general, it's a general rule, there's always an exception to the rule. איש בחטאו יומת, each person will be executed based on his own sins only. That's what the Torah says. Or, אבות אכלו בוסר ושיני בנים תקהנה. Parents made sins, and the teeth of their kids will be no, tikena means become black, become not rotten. Tikena means lost their white color, which is an expression to the kids will pay for their own parents' sin. How can it be? So the answer to you is, when the prophet cursed him and his children, the curse for his children was to make him suffer, because the parents suffer more when he sees his kids suffering than he himself suffers. If he's a normal parent. Even the animals, look at the deer, how they fight with the tigers. When they come to eat their babies, they sacrifice their life for the babies to run. The bears. Amazing in nature. This is a nature. This is a natural thing. Needless to say, people, Jews, goyim. But you still have to ask me, fine. So he wanted him to suffer. But why the innocent kids will suffer? They're not innocent. They're just as wicked. Why? After the prophet cursed his children, that means, let's say from Shamayim he has to have 4 children, let's say. There are 4 bodies that will be created between him and his wife. When they will create a baby, Hashem looks at all the millions of souls that he has in Shamayim that he has to send back to the world for another reincarnation. Who is he going to put in these bodies? People who deserve to have leprosy. You understand? Nothing is coincidence. Somebody who was speaking a lot of Lashon Hara, he died. Hashem is searching for the right environment to send him in. Oh, I have to keep the word of the prophet. Tzaddik gozer HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekayem. I give respect to my righteous Jews. Therefore, here is 4 wicked people who needs to deserve it. Let them be his children to this Gehazi. You understand how it works? Same thing in Mamzer. People who don't understand how the Torah works, they all ask the same question. Why is it's her fault? Why it's his fault that his mother cheated on her husband and she became pregnant with another man in the middle of her marriage? Why it's her fault that she cannot get married? Why it's his fault? Why Hashem is so cruel to them? It's not fair. What are you talking about? Do you think Hashem just chose any soul he felt? He chose a soul that deserved to be isolated, deserved to have problem with their marriage. That's the whole thing, it's calculated. Why it's their fault? It's their fault from their previous life. That's why they're born to a mamzer body. You understand? And if you marry them, your children and grandchildren, everybody will be mamzer. I had a case like this week. A foolish guy sends me an email, few emails, back and forth. He met a girl, and she just told him that her father is a mamzer. And I tell him, you must leave her immediately, and he's arguing with me. I'm telling him, you're going to destroy your eternity. It's not, you like her now, in 6 months from now you're going to hate her, like most marriages ended. So what are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? I don't know what he's going to do. I hope he's going to open up his mind, this guy. That's the situation here. He believes in Hashem. I have a feeling he's religious, this guy. Going to marry a mamzeret. You understand what's going on here? You know, Rav Moshe David Reisner, he was a Moel in the time of World War II. Almost finished. World War II, listen to this story. He refused ever to get money for his milah, for Brit Milah. He's a Moel. According to the halacha, Moel is not allowed to charge money for his Brit. Not allowed. Why we pay the Moel? They come to check the baby before, they come to check after, it takes them gas and tolls or bus to come. We don't pay them for the Brit. Make no mistake, if you had to pay him for the Brit, you had to give him $1 million for that. It wouldn't be enough. You pay him for the technical arrangements to get him back and forth. For that you pay him, for his time, not for the mitzvah. But the real kosher moalim, even for that they didn't want money. I pay for the mitzvah. So he never wanted to get money. Never. One time a person sent him a check. He said, I don't care, I'm sending you a check, you take it. A few days later, he got a receipt from a yeshiva. Thank you for your donation. He transferred it to a yeshiva. One father, 5 of his kids, he circumcised all of them. So he knew he's not going to take money. So he did something that he won't be able to transfer. He sent him a kiddush cup with silver, and inside he wrote, inside the names of the 5 babies with their dates that he circumcised them. Inside. How he's going to give it to somebody else? Say, I tricked him. A week later, he got a huge box full of gifts, clothes, toys for the babies. More than the value of the silver cup. He made sure never to take anything for this mitzvah. One time, he had to go to Prague. Unbelievable. What Jews we have in our life. He had to go to Prague, 6 hours away for Pershburg, where he lived, with a local train. He couldn't take the express train because he didn't have money. He was a poor man. So he had to take the local train, which is a lot cheaper. It takes 6 hours. He went there, he made the Brit, he returned back to his city. By the time he got home, he saw, in the old days, they didn't have telephones like today. Every kid has a cell phone in his pocket. No. He got a telegram from the post office waiting for him. You have to return back to Prague for another Brit. He just came back 6 hours and 6 hours. Straight. He took the train again. He went back to Prague. He made the Brit and he returned back. But when he went there, something happened to him. Because he was under pressure to go right back. He forgot the knife. The razor. There was a big snowstorm over there. No stores were open. Everything is closed. There's no way to get a knife. So they're all upset. What are we going to do now? We need a kosher knife. So he said, there's one store here. He said, yeah, but this store won't be open until tomorrow. We don't know where the owner is. No telephones like today. You put Google, Mr. This, right away his name come up. No. So he said, let me go to the police station. I'll ask the policeman with permission to open us the store. I tell him we have an emergency. I say, you crazy? They're all anti-Semites. They want to kill us. You want to ask the policeman to help you with the Brit Milah? So he said, I know Hashem knows that I'm giving my life for this mitzvah. The Torah promise, if you give your life for a mitzvah, Hashem will give you a special extra assistant in this mitzvah to protect you. If you're very strict about eating only kosher, you worry about worms and everything. When something went wrong, the mashgiach didn't see a worm, it won't come to your mouth. It will get to somebody else that doesn't care so much. You'll be protected, don't worry. So, he goes to the police station, he tells them, listen, we need an emergency, a knife. I want you, please, if you can go with permission to open me that stores, I'll put the money of the knife inside the person's box, and I will take the knife, and the next day, we'll tell him we did it. So the policemen, all of them, all the goyim that were there, he said, no problem, what's the problem? Let's go with you. They took their carriage, they went there, they opened him the store, he got the knife, he made the brit. Then when he finally came to Israel, Hadassah Hospital wanted to assign him as a mohel of the hospital. The people asked them, you know a mohel? So they wanted him to work for the hospital. So they told him, but we cannot pay you a salary, but each one of the parents will tell them a fixed price for Brit Milah. I said, no, I never collected a penny from anybody. I won't start now when I came to Israel. So we cannot hire you. So no problem. So he went to work in a company that make roads. Roads, the construction people that you see on the road with their beers and donuts at 6 in the morning. Yeah, $17 an hour doing nothing. Not only they don't fix the roads, they ruin the roads that they get more budgets. Same bridge, 20 years from morning to night they fix, non-stop. 20 years to fix a bridge. 20 years. Why? Once somebody told me why. Because they get X amount of budget every year. If one year there was not a lot of snowstorms, they have a lot of leftover, like $100 million left. So they must use it. So they gotta pretend they work. Because if they'll tell the state, this year you can give us $100 million less because we didn't need all the budget, the next year, that's gonna be the rule. They won't be able to get what they wanted. Oh, last year you managed with $150 million, this year you can also manage with that. So they are actually forced because of the rotten system to fool the taxpayers and burn millions of dollars every week. Why? To keep themselves safe, that they'll have a job next year. No emunah in Hashem. When there's no emunah in Hashem, you need all this. So, he doesn't want to charge money, he went to work there. All his life, no matter what happened, to the last minute of his life, he never agreed to take a penny. Now, some of his jobs, he got fired. Because every job he took, he made a condition that when the people call me for Brit, you let me go right away. You don't tell me we're busy, we're not busy. One of his jobs, they fired him. They said, listen, you're going almost every day for a few hours. We need a worker here. He was paying from his own pocket. He was losing his jobs. And he doesn't want to take. You understand? You get what's going on here? Where do you find people like this today? It's only 2 generations ago. World War II. 2 generations ago. One father wanted to teach his boy Musar, ethics. So he asked him a question. Son, what's the difference between a sin and cold water? Cold water and sin? That's the connection. You can ask, what's the difference between orange soda to Coke? We understand the connection. What's the difference between cold water and a sin? The boy said, I have no idea. He told him, when a person, you throw him into cold water, first when he feels the freezing water, he goes, oh! And then when he comes out and you give him the warm towel, he says, ah. With the sin, first when you make the sin, you go, ah. And later you say, oh, that's the difference. You got it? That's the difference, son. Here it's when you get the credit card by mail, when the bill comes, oh. A kosher Jew, first make sure you always say the in the end, not in the beginning. You know, perfectness is very important in Judaism. Something almost perfect is not good enough. Everywhere Hashem ordered the Jews to listen to him and follow the rules, he always used the word kol mitzvotai, everything. And when a person does the mitzvah, he has to do his maximum to do it in the best way. The best, with the best tefillin, with the best mezuzah, with the best matzah, with the best tzitzit. Everything the best. The best. What happened if a person did 90%? Come on, don't be so picky, Hashem. What's the big deal? We're only people. The answer is, the Shulchan Aruch says, if a person has one challah to make hamotzi on it, and the challah is full, but very old, for like four days ago. It's already hard like a rock, dry, not fresh. Or he has a challah that somebody cut a little piece from it, little piece, fresh out of the oven an hour ago. Which one he should make the bracha on? Why? Go for the fresh. I enjoy the fresh better. What do I need is stale bread? It's complete. Complete. Why Hashem did it? To teach us complete is more desirable by me. I desire complete. What's better? To have one complete, perfect Talmid Chacham, or 1,000 almost perfect? For the generation, what's better? To have 1,000 almost perfect, or to have one perfect, completely perfect? One perfect is better. Why? Somebody that is almost perfect, he will make mistakes. It's the same thing like doctors. What's better? A doctor that know perfectly everything about the stomach, that's his profession, everything he knows. Or a doctor does know 95%. The one who knows 95% here and there will make critical mistake because he doesn't have the whole picture. Same thing a rabbi. Here and there he's going to make mistake, but if he's perfect, he can give answers to all scenarios. Also in his ability, also in Shamayim. It's perfect, he's always count more. It's interesting. Very interesting. Perfect shlemut. Also I give you another example. Diamond. You make a perfect diamond. Perfect color. It's symmetric. Perfect measurement. Perfect cut. No red, no black dots inside. 3 carats diamond. And then you take 10 3 carats diamond, almost perfect. Each one of them has a black dot that hardly nobody can see. You need a telescope for it. The one perfect one costs more than the whole 10 together. Perfect has a value. Perfect has a value in life. Hashem wanted to teach us, I'm interested that you do things in a perfect way. Don't settle on 80%, like most people do. It's also good. Sure, it's better than 0. What's the question? No need to be a genius to know that 80% is better than 0. But 100 is better than 80. Don't ever forget that. 100 is better than 80. The Torah said, Talmid Chacham shemidotav raot nevela srucha bashuk tova mimeno. A Talmid Chacham, what we call a rabbi today, that his midot, his personality is rotten, he's worse than a dead rat in a street. That's what the Torah says. He watched the ladies, he's not modest, he say bad words, he's greedy, he's proud, he's angry, he makes arguments with the other rabbi in town all the time for every little thing. Somebody wants to come speak in his shul, he never lets. He gives people advice based on what's good for him, not good for them. Somebody like this, Hashem say, a dead rat in the street, I prefer than him. Also, the Shulchan Aruch say that nobody is allowed to learn Torah from him. You should never have a doubt. If you see a person like this, if you are capable of seeing a rotten person like this, doesn't matter that he knows a lot. There's no blessing in what you're going to learn from him. Asur, Shulchan Aruch, Asur lilmod mimeno Torah, even if you say the truth. Why? Torah, it's a holy thing. It's not history. History you can learn from anyone you want. I can tell you the history of Antiochus. Who cares if it's holy or not? What do we care? It's not holy information. Holy information, you need a holy mouth. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach passed away, I think also 15 years ago. He was the biggest Ashkenazi posek in the world. Very big tzaddik. I said in one of my lectures, when his wife died, in her funeral, he stood in front of her grave and said, you and I know that I don't even have one reason to ask you for mechila, for forgiveness. We had a perfect marriage, and never offended each other for 1 minute. Ever. You understand what's going on here? 60 years of marriage, not one insult. Anybody can raise his hand and say they have one day without insult in their marriage, without arguments, without problems, without disrespect. What marriage can say that today, in today's generation? So, Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach heard that the hospital in Israel threw an old man out of the hospital before the time. They want to clean the bed, clear the beds. They want to get new people. So people who are 80% healthy, right away they get rid of them. You can go home, old man. You can go home. You're okay. You recover at home. He felt bad for this old man. He wanted to get him back into the hospital. So he called one of his students. He told him, you are a clever guy. I have a mission for you. I want you to find a way to get the old man back into the hospital. The guy said to the rabbi, Rabbi, consider it done. What did he do? He took the old man, he's a big guy, he picked him up on his shoulder, he said, don't make a beep, pretend that you fainted. He runs into the emergency room, quick, quick, emergency, get me a bed. This old man fainted on the street, this. He make up a whole show and the old man pretends he's fainting. He runs in the hospital like crazy, he pulled a good show. Right away, they gave him a room. Took care of him, they gave him, right away they take care of him. They didn't know he checked out, now he checks in. So he comes to Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, Rabbi. Perfect. He's in a hospital for another 14 days. So the rabbi got very angry at him. He looks at him like this. He said, Rabbi, what? I did what you told me to do, no? I got him back last week. You should be happy, no? Say, yes. I wanted you to get him into the hospital. That's true. But why are you smiling about lies? You ended up lying. You should cry for this, not come to me like this, happy. People don't have the value of what a lie is. He did a mitzvah. He wanted the old man to get a treatment. What he deserved in the first place. But the fact that he had to lie, the rabbi wanted to teach him, you don't have to be so happy about it. You have to be upset that you needed to lie to get somebody what he really deserved. You get the difference? That's the right teaching. Also, speaking about perfect, Kohen that has a defect cannot serve Hashem in Bet HaMikdash. Animals that have a defect cannot be sacrificed. Everything that is not perfect in the Torah right away loses value. A woman that is not a virgin right away lost all her value. There's everything that is not perfect in the Torah, there is a price for it. It's not just going away like this, no big deal, yalla. Fine, no problem. No. There's a price to pay. Perfect is perfect. Not perfect is a different league already. Just because, before I finish, 5 more minutes, before I give you some time for some questions, you should know that a person that he's a shy person, he's shy. He's shy to make noise, he's shy to talk, he's shy. I'm not talking insecure. There's a difference between shy and insecure. You know what's the difference? Insecure, he doesn't have confidence. Shy can have perfect confidence. If he ended up in business and this, he's going to show you that he knows everything. He's very secure, but he's shy. He doesn't like to attract attention, he doesn't like people to look at him, he doesn't eat in front of people, he's shy. A person that is shy is a very good sign about him, about his soul. One of the 3 signs that the nation of Israel had symbolized Judaism, the nation of Israel, צאצאים של אברהם, יצחק and Yaakov, is being shy. ביישנים. ביישנים, רחמנים וגומלי חסדים. If you want to know if a person is really from a Jewish background, 3 things he has to have. Have mercy. When somebody suffers, he suffers with him. When somebody cries, he cries also with him. When someone's died, he doesn't know him, he hears about the news, his heart is broken. That's a good sign. Second, that is shy, it's not a chutzpan like this in front of everybody, cares, violence on the street, no. It's shy. And gomel chasadim, likes to help. We need help. Anybody can help. Right away they run. Okay, what do you need? Let us help us. Religious, not religious. Right away they run to help. That's the 3 signs. So, being shy shows that you are a wise person. That's an indication of wisdom. What's the connection? When Adam became a shy person after he ate from Etz Hadat. Etz Hadat means the tree of knowledge, tree of wisdom. After he ate from the tree of wisdom, what happened to him right away? He realized he's naked and his wife, and they were shy. Which means before they got the wisdom, they were not able to be shy. So being shy is a sign of wisdom. Sometimes you see people without busha. They have no embarrassment from anything. They stand naked in the street, on a television. They know that their grandmother would watch them tomorrow on television, or one day their kids will grow up and they see them in these dirty films. And it's hard to believe what's going on here. These people didn't reach the 1% of wisdom. Being shy, embarrassed of your reputation, of what people will say, it's a good sign. It shows that you, Baruch Hashem, becoming clever. Becoming. There's a long way to go, but becoming. One rabbi went to the yeshiva in Be'er Yaakov and he saw a Holocaust survivor selling books on a booth, on a street. He saw his number on his hand and he saw no customers. Old men selling books, all standing by the booth next to the yeshiva in Be'er Yaakov. What did he do? He ran inside he saw all the guys in yeshiva, they had a recess. Quick, I want everybody to go to this old man downstairs and buy books from him. He sells Tehillim, he sells this, he sells that. Run, please, run, buy something for him. Something, whatever you need, run. In less than a minute, he had 100 people buying from him. That's a real Jew, you understand? He passed by, he saw an old man, Holocaust survivor. What went through his mind? Poor guy, after all what he went through his life, he's standing here in the heat. He doesn't sell anything. He works so hard for his parnas, so I got to do something for him. That's what the Torah says. Where does it say in the Torah that that's what he had to do? Mi besarcha al titalem. From your brothers, don't ignore them. Or if you see a lost object of your Jewish brother, cannot ignore it. You must look for him and return it. Put signs, this. If from his lost object you cannot ignore, for him, himself, you should ignore him, of course, it's needless to say. Plus, it says it in many different places. You should know, it's a very big sin to turn a Jew into the Goy authority, to the Goyim, to the police, to the IRS, to the FBI. The only way it's permitted, if this Jew is risking the life of others, or if he hurt people all the time in a system. Every day he hurt another Jew. So since he's affecting so many Jews and steal from them and doing bad things to them, or he's a rapist, or he's a murderer, it's mitzvah to turn him in. Yes. Or if he beats up his wife, then it's also allowed to turn him in. Also to the wife, to call the police and turn him in. No woman should ever agree for her husband to touch her, even once. After the first time, she has the right to give him one last chance. If you touch me one more time, I'll call 911 and turn you in, even if he's the chief rabbi of town. You must understand this. No woman allowed to let her husband beat her up. This abuse, and especially when there's children involved, she shouldn't take this. Only after he will be arrested for 24 hours, he will realize never to touch her. Because once it starts, it usually never ends. And marriage doesn't have any value like this. No woman should beat up a man, no man should beat up a woman. The strong person cannot take advantage on people that are weaker in general. It's not making you a hero. And in some cultures, it's very common that the men think that they can do whatever they want with their wives. The world has changed. Those days are over. Today is a different world. The psychology of the people today is different than what it used to be 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago. And it's not permitted. And I say it in the name of a big rabbi. It's not my opinion. He told the woman in front of me, next time he touch you, call the police right away. Don't hesitate. After you warn him once, Call the police. Let the police arrest him. Let him be there with all these criminals over there for 24 hours. He realizes what he has. Next time he will think twice. What can you do? If there's nobody else to protect you, the next thing is going to kill you. You know how many Jewish wives are getting killed in Israel every year now? You have no idea what's going on almost every day. Almost every day, husbands murder their wives in Israel. Almost every day. It's true that most of them is Russian Goyim, Amalek, that came to Israel. But there's also Jews that do it already. It's affecting everyone. The country is full of Amalekim in Israel now. Full of Arabs and full of Amalek. That's what's going on today in Israel. And they're affecting the situation. What can you do? So, it's very, very bad sin to turn a Jew because you don't like him, because he's your competition in business, because you want to be the Gabbai instead of him in a shul, because he used to be your partner and now he left you, or anything like that. Or he's your ex-husband, whatever the case is. Not allowed to turn them in. If a Jew does it, he cannot be a part of a minyan. He should be in cherem. He's finished in a religious community. But if a Jew doesn't let people learn Torah, let's see, there's yeshiva and he called the authorities, there's no C of O. This building is not legal. This, something like this. Can we turn a guy like this into the authorities, knowing he does something wrong? Or no? What do you think? The Gemara brings a story. It's Gemara in Gittin, page Zayin, page 7. Mar Ukba, one of the Amoraim, he comes and asks Rabbi Eliezer if he's allowed to turn in to the Goyim that controlled Israel at that time, some people that don't let him learn Torah. People bother him. They come, they give him hard time. Because of them, he has to not learn Torah here and there. Not all the time, here and there. So from the fact that one of the biggest rabbi in history asked another rabbi if it's permitted to turn them in, and to turn them in those days means finish them. Not 24 hours in and they released on bail. The Goyim takes them, they butcher them. And the answer was almost yes. The fact that he asked, that means there was a side to say, yes, turn them in. We have to learn how important it is not to ever bother people who sit and learn Torah. Never. Not only not to bother them, if he's your tenant, if he's your brother-in-law, just the fact that he learns Torah, you have to treat him different than anybody else. Why? He's important to Hashem. He's a soldier that important to the chief of the army. He's very valuable, this person. You give him hard time, you mess with the wrong one. Not only you shouldn't bother, if you have a store and they come to buy from you a suit, a hat, a tie, anything, if you can afford, don't charge them. Give them a gift. If it's hundreds, I'm not saying you're in business to make money, but here and there, if you find somebody that you know is in yeshiva, or you give it to him for free or cost price, you don't lose. I know one dentist here, Dr. Cohen, Hashem mevarech oto, for years, at least 10 years, all the guys who ever been in our yeshiva, root canals, cleaning, everything for free he does. He's right there in Union Turnpike and 168 or 167. If you're looking for a dentist, only him. Why? Going to him show that you love Hashem. Why? Hundreds of guys he took care for free, thousands of dollars treatment. And not only that, when the people come for filling, they only ask for filling because they have, I don't know, pain or a hole. He doesn't only do filling. He has customers waiting, he may lose them. Real customers with money. He does cleaning for them, he does this, he does that. Everything they need, he does. He comes for everything. From the bottom of his heart. Don't worry about it. Finally, somebody gives him money, he doesn't cash the check. Why? People learn Torah. You understand? People like this save the world. It's not a joke. Save the world. Who knows how many tragedies from Israel this person saves? Persian doctor, right here in Union Turnpike. I'm telling you. And plus, he's a very good dentist, besides the point. It's no lose situation. You get a treatment, and plus you show Hashem, I go to him only because he cares about you. I also want to be a part of this mitzvah. You got it? That's the way a Jew should think. 100%. The last minute for today. You have to know why a Kohen Gadol cannot marry a widow and a divorced woman. Why? What's the problem if you marry a widow? The answer is no. A widow is perfect. Her husband died. She's perfect. She has no defect. Why? You never believe. You never believe. Even if she was married for one day and her husband died and she's still a virgin, he still cannot marry her. Once she was married, finished. Cannot marry. So it's not because of that. The answer is, ladies and gentlemen, and that will teach you a little bit about where we live here. This was in the time of the Torah. You know what a Kohen Gadol means? Take all the rabbis who lived in the last 100 years combined. They won't reach the level of a Kohen Gadol that goes into Kodesh HaKodashim, speaks to Hashem directly in Yom Kippur. One bad thought he has, he dies. Know how holy is Kodesh HaKodashim? It's not a joke. The whole entire country depends on his 5 minutes that is inside. They tie a rope to his leg, maybe he will die, and they have to pull him out because nobody can go in and take his body. Kohen Gadol. A woman, her husband died, he cannot marry her. Why? Because before her husband died, maybe he saw a married woman that she's beautiful, and he likes her. And when he goes inside Kodesh HaKodashim, he says, Hashem, I want to marry this woman. And her husband will die because of his prayer. It's so powerful, the prayer, that somebody will die because he wants to marry the married woman. Or he prayed that they get divorced, that he can take her. If the Torah says that the most perfect person in the world may like a married woman and wish for her husband to die or that they get divorced, that he can go and take her, who is the hero in this generation that say, I'm innocent. I don't have problems with the ladies. I can talk to them in either rooms and close the door. I don't have bad thoughts. Who? Show me this hero. That's what the Torah says. En apotropos la'arayot. The more you talk to the ladies, the more you're going to bury yourself. You and her together. Rabbi, but she's my sister-in-law. The problems begin out of nowhere. Of giving a ride and doing this and try to help. I'm trying to make her religious. Make yourself first religious. I'm trying to make her religious. I only wanted to check her mezuzot at home. You got it? What's going on here? There's one more thing I'm thinking to myself if I should say or not. Okay, I'll tell you something else instead. Two girls were sitting. The Torah says, Shomer piv ulshono, shomer mitzarot nafsho. Someone who watches his mouth, save himself, his soul from lots of problems. What does it mean to watch his mouth? Two things. What goes in, what food he eats, and what lashon hara comes out. Gossip. If a person watches those two things, it will save him from a lot of tragedies in his life, for sure. One thing happened in Israel, two girls sitting in the bus, and a woman was sitting behind them, religious people in a bus in Yerushalayim. The two girls talking about their friend from Bet Yaakov, how she got engaged and she's going to get married. I can't believe he took her. What did he find in her? If they only knew who she is, I can't believe. Why Hashem got her to marry? She's the last one should get married. They talk on the bus. The woman hears all this. And then she say, when she got off the bus, she say, excuse me girls, I have no words enough to thank you. You just saved me. I'm the mother of the Chatan, and Baruch Hashem, I just heard all this. I'm going to tell my son to cancel the wedding right away. Thank you for saving me. I appreciate it. So as soon as they heard that, no, wait a minute, don't do it, don't cancel. They got off the bus with her. They're standing on the street in Yerushalayim. No, we didn't really mean it. No, she's not so bad. What do you mean? I heard everything. You say she's this, you say she's that. No, please, it's only, believe me, it's not even half true, nothing. So she said, I'm very sorry. I can't forget what I just heard. Forget, let me go and cancel it. So they started to cry. No, we're begging you, please don't cancel it. She didn't give up. She left. She wasn't the mother of the Chatan. She wanted to teach them a lesson. Only when a person will realize 1 second what damage his Lashon Hara made to somebody, he will never forgive himself. If you only see what happened to that person because of one word you said about him to somebody, how he traveled, how many customers don't buy from him, how his marriage ended because his wife couldn't get any money and she got depressed and this and that, and then these kids went off the way, and such a reaction after 20 years, you'll go crazy, you scream, Hashem, I'm begging you, return everything to what it was. Why everybody smile after Lashon Hara? Because they don't see yet the results of it. But over there, I have a lecture, you must watch it. Email from God. Did you ever watch that lecture? It's $1 million lecture. Here, you want to make $1 million? Go now and watch it. An email from God. Remember, in a website. Email from God. DivineInformation.com. Search in the list. In the English section, email from God. You must watch it.
What is the website?
Divine, here I put some cards here. DivineInformation.com. You can also find it in TorahAnyTime, of course. So you should know, things are travel. The damage that we make doesn't stay here and finished. It continues to travel. And I will give now time for questions. If everybody has more questions before we finish, yes?
What's with all the earthquakes?
Hashem is very angry at the world. Every fool understands that, right? Every 2-3 weeks, boom, a tragedy. The Gemara say every tragedy that happens to the Goyim, it's a message for the Jews. Wake up, I'm angry at you. So instead of destroying you right now, I'm destroying other people that are guilty, but to wake you up. A clever Jew, when he see what Hashem does to those Goyim in Haiti, or now in Chile, in other places also, in New Orleans, and all these other places, he realized that Hashem doesn't go just to that places. It's a show for us. It's a message for us. We must make tshuva, because chas v'shalom, if we're not, in the end, it's going to be our end also. We should know that the Jews also had tragedies, besides the Holocaust. But before the Jews receive it, Hashem first wake us up by doing it to the Goyim. But 500 years ago, there was an earthquake actually 80 years ago, there was an earthquake in Tzfat, in the north of Israel, erased the whole city in Israel. And now the specialists, you know, I love this word, the specialists, they special in knowing nothing. But the specialists say that in months, it must be an earthquake in Israel. All the science shows that a fatal one is about to happen. So the 1% chance that they're right, give me goosebumps. Just imagine if something, and most of the buildings in Israel that were built before 1980, they're not ready for earthquakes. The most minor one, they all collapse. You understand? The new buildings, they make in a certain way, they're more flexible. I don't know exactly how they do it. But the idea is that when Hashem is angry, the price is tremendous. And that's what most Jews don't realize yet. Yes? Get angry, it's not a sign of not being perfect. Get angry means there's a system and there's reward and punishment. And when you do not listen to Hashem and you are ungrateful, you bring something on yourself. You understand? The term is for us to understand that Hashem gets angry, charonaf. But really, the Torah speaks in a language that people understand. If he would speak to you in a divine language that you don't understand, what's the point? He has to speak to you in a way that people understand. People understand anger. Stay away from this guy, he's going to kill you. You understand? So you understand. He speaks to you in a language that we don't understand, there's no point. That's why the Torah said the hand of Hashem. Hashem doesn't have a hand. Hashem doesn't have a nose. What's all these terms? For us to understand what's behind it. When the Torah used the word anger, it's not that really Hashem is angry. It's not also because Hashem is really crying. It's not that he's very upset. All these words connects to us only. But he used terms for us to understand what's to stay away from. Any more questions? Yes? I have a whole lecture about it. Gog uMagog, an hour and a half. I cannot answer it in 1 minute. It's a whole thing. Go into the website and watch it. Gog uMagog. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you to Chazak. Kol Tov.